It looks like we're live. Let's close this. So, another Multiverse Cosmic Conquest tournament. Okay, let's sign in. Okay. The first game will be played between Gamag 1 and Devil's Den. Let's go to the game lobby. Let me just spectate. I guess I can't right now. Okay. Let's join. Okay. Now, let's start the stream right now. Whoa, what's wrong? Something's wrong with this live stream. Huh. Wait a second. No, it looks like everything is fine, but I don't know why. Oh no, it is fine. Okay. Alright then. Hello people of the present. Hello people of the present if you're watching this live, and people of the future if you're watching a recording. Today is Sunday and we're starting another Multiverse Cosmic Conquest tournament. This is round 1 between Gamag 1 and Devil's Den. Okay, so I've received a few comments last time saying that I need to slow down the pace of my mouse jerking around. If I want to show a card, I need to show it just by hovering a few seconds so that people can read what it says. And I need to keep in mind that my face is covering up the cards that are appearing on the left side of the screen. Okay, so now we're looking at Devil's Den that's playing. What's happening? Did he forget about the Galaxy deck? Maybe we need to restart the game. Let me just type in. It appears as if he's loaded the wrong deck to start with. Yeah, it looks like it. So he has 50 cards, so I'm assuming it's both the, I don't know what's happening. This is a bit awkward, but it looks like we finally have a start of the game. Okay, we have a blue deck with an ocean planet, and I'm not sure that I can show the card on the other side. But it's an ocean planet. At the beginning of your turn, you add 2 blue resource against a mono green deck, apparently. So it looks like today we'll have monocolored gameplay, which is a change of pace. And I'm pretty interested to see what these players have cooked up for this event. Alright, so it appears that Gamag 1 is gaining control of all of the galaxy cards in order to distribute them throughout the galaxy. And we're about to start. I think I will change this setup with my camera, the Multiverse logo beneath me, and the um, screen that you're seeing right now. I think I can make a more beautiful setup for the next tournament, but we'll keep it for this one. Anyway, both of our players have drawn 5 cards. And Gamig 1 has rolled a 17, that was then a 2, so it looks like Gamig 1 is going to play first. Actually he rolled a 9, but still. Yes, looks like Gamig 1 is going to play first. Hello, Django 16. Oh, thanks for bringing some people to your to my stream. In case you don't know, this is Multiverse Cosmic Conquest, is a trading card game that's now available. The online beta version of which is available on Octagon. This is a virtual tabletop simulator, and I'm the designer for this game. I'll try to explain the rules every time we do one of these events. I try to explain a bit of the rules so that you get an idea of what's happening. So now it's Gamig 1's turn, and as the card says, at the beginning of your turn you had GG, which is green, so 2 green resource, which it looks like he just spent right now to play some sort of card. We'll see what exactly. False alarm? Mistake. Okay, so if no plays, then Gamig 1 can pass the turn to his opponent. So, to recap what the game is about, okay, I was just going to do that, but it looks like we have some action. Okay, we have a small shelter, a small building for 1 resource. At the beginning of your turn, if there's a worker inside of small shelter, add 1 resource of what's it called? A colorless resource. And we have a geocard transporter with cargo 1, a 1/2 for 1 green. Okay, so it looks like we have some sort of mono green cargo resource oriented deck from Gamig 1. It should be interesting. This is a really strong start for them because in 1 turn he managed to play 2 cards, both of which cost 1 resource, and already assembled a small combo with the small shelter that, let me just check. Yeah, the geocard transporter is a worker, so Gamig 1 will be able to add 1 more resource on each of his turns. Meanwhile, let's go to Devil's Den's corner. He's played a ship with 2 power and 1 health that can't be attacked on empty spaces. So a bit of a fast ship, or one that works best in fast, both aggressive and expansive strategies, actually. All right, that would be all for Devil's Den's turn. We're back to Gamig 1, this time with 3 resource, 2 green and 1 colorless from the geocard transporter. And the neat thing about this card is that it's so cheap, and it has a cargo 1, which means that you can put resource on it and it can travel around the galaxy inside of a ship, even if the ship does not have the cargo ability, which is pretty interesting. We'll see if that will be used this game. Okay, we have another play from Gamig 1. A Darren ship with flying. At the beginning of your turn, you may explore any 1 space in range 1. Now, to explore a space means to reveal the galaxy card on it. These are all the galaxy cards. Okay, I'll stop moving my mouse around. So it's a cheap, small ship, and it helps you get to know where things are in the galaxy. So it appears that Gamek 1 preferred to keep his worker inside of the building. I would have done the same thing, since that extra resource every turn will in the long run give a big advantage to Gamek 1. So there's no need to put the unit inside of the ship and start exploring right now. There's no need for that risk. Meanwhile, Devil's Den has played a droid with no effects, so it's an easy card to understand. 2 power, 5 health, pretty good defensive robot. And decided not to move in with the stealth lugger. He could have moved this ship. Let me just type it just so he knows. I think that was a mistake. I don't think it was intentional. I'll refrain from giving too many suggestions, but this was a pretty obvious one. Anyway, it's Gamek 1's turn. He added 3 resource. So now you see the effects of this combo assembled on turn 1. And yeah, at the beginning of your turn you may explore any one space in range 1, and that's what he did. He explored this space here, which is another forest planet, which works well for Gamek 1. And he's playing a lot of stuff. Okay, so he's playing a unit for 4 resource. When you play this card, you put a green 1/1 worker unit into play onto this space. So it's actually 2 units on 1 card. They're a bit weak, of course. For 4 resource, you would normally get a much stronger unit, but since there's 2 on 1 card, that compensates it. Okay, so we have the Geocork transporter leaving his workplace and moving with the Darren exploration ship onto another forest planet. So the exploration ship, return. Okay, yes, I'm just remembering what it does. So I think that may have been a bit of a mistake. Although no, if the worker unit is inside of the building, everything is fine. Yeah, everything works perfectly. Okay, so we have another play by Devil's Den, another stealth lugger. This time he decides to move with his ship and explore an empty space, which could be useful for later turns, since the empty space says that if an object has been on empty space since the beginning of its turn, it can move once more during that turn. So again, that works best for aggressive and, in general, decks that want to win as fast as possible, that don't want to give their opponents the ability to amass enough resource to pose a significant threat. So it looks like we have this green deck, which is trying to play the long game and build as much resource as possible. And we have this blue deck that's trying to win as fast as possible. So now we're back to Gamek 1, and it will be pretty interesting to see how these 2 decks clash together. Gamek 1 has an advantage in resource, definitely, since he has 2 planets under his control. But Devil's Den has the speed advantage with Lugger that now can move 2 spaces, and it has 2 power and 1 health, so it's still not the most powerful ship. So we'll see what he'll do with it. Anyway, looks like Gamek 1 is starting his turn. He explored this space here, which turned out to be a an ocean planet, which works for Devil's Den. And it's strange that this apparently this deck that would like to explore. There are two main strategies of gameplay in Multiverse Cosmic Conquest. There's the direct and the expansive. Direct means you, like here, try to get to your opponent's home planet and conquer it as fast as possible, which makes sense for blue. But green is doing the same thing as well. And I would think that a strategy that focuses on gathering as much resource as possible would try to win with the expansive route, which says that if you control 10 or more spaces in the galaxy, you win the game. And I don't exactly see Gameg-1's ships doing any significant damage anytime soon, so he'll have to deviate from this line and move somewhere else. Anyway, it's back to Devil's Den, playing this technician here. When the bottom technician is in a structure, that structure gets shields, +1. Shields is a mechanic that says, so in this case it would be shields 1, and shields 1 means prevent the first damage dealt to this thing, this card, each turn. If it's shields 2, then prevent the first 2 damage dealt to this card this turn. So now this lugger has shields, which frankly could make all the difference in these clashes of really flimsy and small ships. But we have a movement of the lugger onto enemy territory, and yeah, he's attacking the ship, and it would appear that all 4 now of these cards are destroyed, since the lugger deals 2 damage to the exploration ship. The exploration ship deals 1 damage to the lugger. Both cards are destroyed, and when yeah, exactly, Gameg-1. and the unit. When the ship is destroyed, the unit goes as well. Django 16, I've been with you for a long time during your Let's Make a Trading Card Game series. It's nice to see your plans finally happen. Yeah, I remember you. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been a long time, a long series. I'm not really doing that Let's Make a Trading Card Game series anymore. The last few episodes were just me explaining what I've done with the game. I guess I could do a few more, but I think that series just lost interest after a while. People lost interest in it, and I'm now focusing on actual development of the game a lot more. Okay, so yeah, in Devil's Den's third, he set off with his technician in the lugger and explored this another ocean planet. So if I'm not mistaken, yes, Devil's Den now controls this planet, and this empty space, and Gameg-1 controls these 3 planets. And it's now the beginning. Yeah, Devil's Den now is asking whose planet is the central one now. It was always Gameg-1's. He had the first unit to enter that planet, and since all of the 4 cards on it were destroyed at the same time, Devil's Den never had the chance to put a unit on this planet while there were no other units on it from Gameg-1's thing. That said, it's always put me in get to work mood. The thing is that in the series, I used to give tips on how to make a trading card game and what things you need to focus on. And after a while, I just said everything. All of the, I guess there could be more tips and techniques that you need to know in order to learn how to make a trade, make it balance, just create a trading card game. But I covered most of it during this series, so I just thought that it turned into more of an update on what I was doing with Multiverse, which wasn't exactly what I was going for. Anyway, I'm missing gameplay here. What's happening? Gameg 1 has moved back onto this central ocean planet. We're having a really straightforward game, which is really nice. We have a mono green deck going against mono blue deck, and we have really simple common cards. You can see right there, actually, if I point, that doesn't really help you, but at the bottom of the card you can see that it's common, and all common cards are really easy to understand. There's usually a few words and that's it, maybe a keyword. It's Devil's Den turn. Okay, let's just see what's been going on. Okay, we have this guy inside of a transporter, this ship by itself on this planet, and this machine building more and more resource every turn. So it looks like Devil's Den is going sideways to try and get to 10 spaces, try to conquer 10 spaces in the galaxy before his opponent is able to. I don't think that's the right decision. Sorry. Right now, since Gameg 1 has a lot more cards in play, and I believe that the Stealth Lugger with Shield 1 can pretty much negate a lot of these cards. Like, if the Geocore Transporter... Wait, that's not a... What's going on? That's not a ship. I should have paid more attention. Well, I'll trust that everything is going well. But anyway, this is the ship. If this Darren Exploration ship and the Stealth Lugger would come to blows, the Lugger would win, and it wouldn't even receive any damage due to the shields. Now let's see what's going on. Gameg 1 has just revealed this ocean planet, and can you guys tell me if something has happened outside of the rules? Or against the rules, rather. I'm not sure that these two cards were played. No, they weren't played here. This is an ocean planet. What's going on? Gameg 1. This situation could not have occurred in a normal way. Yeah, it was a mistake on Gameg 1's part. There you go, that's more like it. You put the two units into the structure and then move the structure over, right? Or maybe not. Okay, so we have another play. Passera Town Hall. At the beginning of your turn, add the green to each unit inside Passera Town Hall. Now this might be the best card for this deck, since he's playing so many units. With so many units, that means more and more resource. More resource, you'll be able to play more cards. Although you may end up playing all of your cards and not being able to do much with them if they're not there aren't enough ships in there. but I think that's not a big deal. The ideal thing would be for Gamic 1 to have some draw card, some cards that allow you to draw additional cards. Okay, so we have a Shallop with Cargo 3, Shields 3, and it gets -1 shields for each resource inside of it. So it's a cargo ship that, if it has cargo, it's less protected. Oh, we have so many plays by Gamic 1. Another Mart Employer, so another extra unit, and we can see now 2 here that symbolizes 2 one-word worker units. I hope you're all following this. In case you don't, well, maybe I'm not doing the best explanation of the rules right now, but we have a whole tutorial series on how to play Multiverse Conquest and how to install the game as well on our YouTube, on our YouTube and on Talk Arts Media, which is our website. So go there if you're interested in learning how to play. The entire set of cards is open for anybody to build decks with, and we organize these tournaments every week. Okay. So it's Devil's Den's turn. He played the shield generator. It says all structures you control in this space get +1 shields. Yeah, so it's a pretty defensive card, but placed on the... What's going on? Placed on the home planet, that's really helpful to prevent your opponent to get to your home planet and attack it and gain control of it and win that way. So it's a good defensive card. Gamic 1, put any question in the chat. Don't ghost. Oh, actually, you're not really ghosting if you're watching yourself play. Yeah, you can ask questions in the chat. People in the chat. Okay, Gamic 1's turn. I'm really bad at commentary today. Adding markers. Okay, so added resource. Still adding all of these resources. Okay, let's recap what's happening. Gamic 1 has 2 buildings here and 2 workers. Both of them are in the town hall, so it's giving him 2 green resource every turn, plus the 2 produced by the forest planet. We also have a Mart Employer that's also inside of the Passera Town Hall, so 3 extra resource. Also, we have 2 ships with a crew member inside of them, already pretty close to Devil's Den's ocean planet. His wow, everything's happening so fast. Gamic 1 is just playing so many cards, and he's winning on both fronts. He's both really close to getting to his opponent's what's it called? Home planet. Although, okay, this card has 2 power and 2 health and 3 shields. This one has 1 power and 1 health and no shields, right? Yep. What do we have here? This is 0-3 and all structures you control in this space. So basically it's 4 health. You need to deal 4 damage to this thing in 1 turn to destroy it and conquer it. And we don't have that yet, but we're getting close. So Devil's Den needs to be worried. He has a ship here without any crew members. By the way, this ship is pretty good. He managed to play a unit to crew this ship. It's a researcher. When you play Baron Researcher, put a look at the top 2 cards of your arsenal, put one on top of and the other on the bottom of your arsenal. So that can help him get to some answers. He needs answers quickly. Alright, so yeah, this frigate will definitely slow his opponent's attack. Yeah, I think that Gamag-1 should have anticipated a big ship of some sort from Devil's Den. Blue has a lot of pretty good ships in the end game, and in this game, Gamag-1 has a big advantage in terms of the size of his empire, let's call it, the amount of spaces he controls. He could have just went to the left and to the right, exploring spaces really quickly, 3 at a time. So in a couple of turns, he would have won with the expansive strategy. I think that this green deck, the way it's built, it should focus mainly on the expansive strategy. Because now, Devil's Den is playing a lot of... So we already saw this frigate. This is the shield generator. And this is a unit that says that all blue structures you control can move and battle without units inside of them. So this is a 1-card combo that allows blue decks to use the structures without the help of units. Usually you need a unit and a structure to move the structure to another space, or to have the structure attack. But like this, all structures now are self-aware, essentially. Okay, and oh yes, that's right. Actually, Gamag-1 said that don't only units protect the planet. That's absolutely right. Yes. So if he had just moved any ship and any unit onto this space, he would have won the game. Okay, let me just count these spaces that Gamag-1 has. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is explored but isn't under his control, so let's say 6. He doesn't quite get to 10 at this turn, so he could move here, move here, move here, and he would be at 9, but then Devil's Den will just attack from range 1. Actually, Devil's Den has missed an opportunity last turn to attack his opponent's ships. He could have attacked with the Tyrian frigate because it has range 1. So it means that it can attack and defend from things that are one space away, that are adjacent to it, essentially. Okay, so we have Gamag-1 exploring as much as possible. Oh wait, that's it. Yeah, Gamag-1 has won, since I forgot about empty space, the ability of empty space that says that if an object has been on this card since the beginning of its controller's turn, you can move twice. So both of his ships were on this card. Yep, that's it. Gamag-1 has conquered more than 10 spaces in the galaxy, and that's it. Victory dance. Okay. So now that game is over, I'll play with the victor. Maybe, I don't know. I'll ask. Do you want to play again? Although technically I should play, but it's a pretty casual tournament. Okay, close the window. Might as well start my own then. Usually we decide on who plays next on the chat, but Gamek1 left the chat. So we'll see. Yeah. We've done this a few times, so it's pretty self-explanatory what's happening. Okay, so I have 2 decks ready. I said hide errors. Hide errors. You can actually make this longer if we need to. Alright, I have a blue deck, but we've already seen blue today, so I'll load my yellow deck, which is not as powerful. It's a bit more experimental. Galaxy, okay. Alright. I'll explain what it does in a moment. I take control of all of these cards, then put them face down here, then take them into my own deck space, shuffle it. Somebody's messaging me on Skype. Putting them all into Galaxy, and let's play. Now this deck is a combo deck. Last time I built a pretty interesting combo deck that I think it's fair to say one of the cards there was overpowered. It's been depowered since then. But this, I'm not sure about this deck. I don't think it's that powerful. I don't think it can actually win. But we'll see. Let's see what cards do we have. We have a unit. Marked Police Guard. Your opponent can't play cards on this space. A very defensive unit. A structure. A ship with cargo. Police Guard. Our opponent can't play cards on this space. Come on, what's going on? Minimize. What's going on? It froze. Okay. I don't know what happened, it defroze. Okay, so we have unit, structure, unit, structure, unit. Looks like it's good enough. Yeah, I'll keep. It's not the best hand, but I'll keep. I'm not sure what the best hand would be. I guess one that has already the combo in hand. I won't reveal it right now, but it's a pretty neat combo. It's mono yellow, by the way. So it should be a bit more effective since it's only one color. Okay, so we have 2 marked police guards that say your opponent can't play cards on this space. This is maybe one of the few defensive cards that I have in this deck that's sort of trying to defend against enemy attacks. This is a pretty useful card here. The cargo is actually a big part of this combo. This Creole Caravella is pretty good as well. Or this merchant. I think I'll go first. Although maybe cargo, I'm not sure. I'll just go first. I'm not sure with this deck if it's better to go first or second, because the person who goes second gets an extra card. So that's usually better in combo decks. So in retrospect, I think I should have gone second. Okay, I'll play this card, the Crayola Merchant, which its purpose here is to try and get to my combo pieces. So at the end of, it says at the end of your turn you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw a card. So we don't need these police guards right now, so I'll discard a card and draw a card. Darren Sage. Okay. The Darren Sage says when you play this card, draw a card. So again, it gets closer. It gets you closer to your combo pieces. And okay, I guess I'll just say what the combo is. You need a ship with cargo 2, and you need the card Outpost. Outpost is a building that costs 2 resource, and it says you control the space Outpost is on. So the goal is to play a unit, play a ship with cargo 2 or more, get it to your opponent's home planet, and build there an outpost with that resource. So that's the way I'm going to try and win the game. We have a play from Gamaguan, a ship without a unit. That's perfect. Beginning of your turn, you may explore any one space in range 1. Okay, so it will be exploring stuff. Before drawing a card, we need to add the resource for the turn. Let's draw. Okay, purchase assets. Now that's a dilemma. Okay, purchase assets is a pretty straightforward card. It says draw 2 cards. I think at this point, since we don't have the outpost, we should play a structure, a ship, so this ship that costs 2 resource, and start moving towards our opponent in hopes that we find another yellow planet on the way and get the resource there. I think I'll do that. Meanwhile, while I'm exploring, okay, perfect. Not perfect, but pretty good. We'll pass the turn. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Okay, I forgot, so it doesn't matter. At the end of my turn, I could have discarded a card and drawn a card. That's actually really important. I should have remembered to do that. Chat, please remind me to do that in the future. Okay, we have resource being added, 1 space being explored. A small shelter, again the same kind of combo. Is this a no, this is a ship. And a building, so again no units. So technically, if I just continue to move towards my opponent's home planet, I can just conquer it if he doesn't have any units on it. Okay, beginning of my turn, let's add resource, draw a card. Still no luck. Okay, so we have 2 moves this turn. I think we have 2 moves with this Mart Flute because we are on an empty space. We can go sideways and then forward. Oh, Gamaguan is saying that he has a bad hand. That's perfect. Perfect for us. The worse hand he has, the better for us. Or we can go forward and then... Oh, actually, we can go to the forest planet. Yeah, let's move forward. Perfect, and then move here. The reason why it's fine for us to be on a planet that's not yellow is because Outpost is colorless. It requires 2 resources of any color, so we can be here. And I think right now, since we're so close to our opponent's home planet, we might as well play purchase assets with this 2 yellow resource and try to get our outpost. We already see that all of the cards are yellow. The colorless cards are gray, so we're not there yet. But we still have another draw in this turn. We get to discard a card and draw a card. Let's discard. Let's discard this card and draw. Ooh, that's not quite what I wanted, but it's close. So this government project card, you've seen this in my last week's combo deck. It used to cost yellow, yellow 1, it now costs yellow, yellow 2 because it was a bit too powerful in combo decks. Anyway, it says search your arsenal for any 1 card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your arsenal. So it's a combo enabler. Essentially, unfortunately I can't play this next turn, so I'll have to invent something. Oh, I might be in trouble now. What is this? Put 2 green worker units into play. That's not that big of a deal. This is a building with no power. This is an exploration ship with 1 power. And we have a ship with 2 health, so we're covered. This turn at least. We can always go back. So it's our turn. Okay, let's start by adding some resource here. That's not what I needed. Two yellow here and 2 yellow there. And also 2 green. Let's not forget the green resource. We might need it as draw a card. Okay. So we could do a few things. We can try and just draw our outpost using a card like Darren Sage that says when you play Darren Sage, draw a card. Or we can wait a turn to play Government Project. I don't think we need to waste time doing anything else, playing ships and units. I think we can use the 2 resource that's on our home planet to play Darren Sage right now and try to draw 1 outpost. And there we go. Called it. And my second option, if we didn't draw the outpost, I would have said we can use this 2 resource next turn when it becomes 4 to play Government Project and get the outpost that way. So we drew it naturally. So I guess we win. Oh no, it froze again. Come on, don't freeze on me. The same thing happened last week. Okay. So, I'm going to put 2 resource here. And remove 2 resource from here. Then move there. And play outpost. That's how I win. That's really unconventional. Take a shot every time the game freezes. That's funny. Okay, game 2. I'm not really sure if this just happened to be a game where I got lucky, or if this combo is overpowered or something else. Sure. It looks like Gamek 1 got unlucky. Let's quit. It wasn't too hard to assemble this combo. It's technically it's harder to assemble than a regular 2-card combo, I think, because you need the outpost. No, you need a unit. You need a ship with cargo. You need to have the unit inside of the ship with cargo on your opponent's home planet with the cargo, with the 2 resource inside of the ship. So yeah, it's really tricky. I think I should keep it exactly as it is, because the circumstance in which you manage to get a ship with cargo with 2 resource on it onto your opponent's... Oh, let me join Gamek 1's game. Oh, okay. Yeah. Start. As I was saying, the circumstance in which that happens is really unusual and rare, I would think. And at least it's peculiar. It's interesting. It's not like, okay, this card plus this card means infinite damage or infinite cards or whatever, and I win. This is a bit more clever and unusual. And you can see that my deck really doesn't do much else other than try and win with this combo. I just think that it's funny. I want to keep it here, and if it's like playable but not too good, then that's where I want to be with this this deck. I want to be possible to build a deck like that, and when you manage to win like that, it's you know, it's you're the king. But it shouldn't be every time. We don't want mirror matches of top level players playing this deck. So please, Gamek 1, win this one. I'll do my best to win, but we'll see if an actual deck can beat this sort of half joke deck. And maybe once we've done with this, I can play with Devil's Den, play a mirror match. I built a blue deck for this tournament. That was supposed to be my main, but I also created this one for fun. Since we've already seen some blue gameplay, I went with this one. Okay, so I already see no outpost. That's okay. We have an imposed sanction. Any one opponent can't play cards on their next turn. Okay, not the best card against a green deck. Search your arsenal for any one card. Okay, Government Project is actually an outpost that costs 6. Imposed sanction. Like, ooh, maybe I don't need these cards in my deck. Actually, they're not really good now that I'm looking at them. Fair trade and a ship. So on one hand, I do have the Government Project that allows me to get the outpost. I have a ship, but I don't have any units. This card replaces itself. So you can pay 3 yellow resource and add 3 yellow resource and draw a card. So essentially nothing happens. You can replace this with a random card from your deck. I think I'll still keep this. It's not really good. Okay, let's keep. We'll see how a hand like this plays. Okay, I rolled an 8 and I roll a 1. I think now I'm pretty sure that I would go second with this deck. Yeah, I should have gone second the first time. Anyway, we'll try and get more and more players to join these tournaments, because I mean, they're fun, but for some reason not a lot of players, not many people join them. I'll do a bit more intense marketing, because I mean, you have a chance to play Multiverse Cosmic Conquest. Why aren't you taking it? Okay, so we have a small shelter. Okay, a good start. No unit, but still. Okay, let's see if we draw something that we want to play on turn 1. Okay, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. We needed a unit. This is a unit, and it also replaces itself, kind of. Can we play anything else? No, we can't play much else. We can play Impose Sanction. That's not good in the beginning of the game. We could wait a turn and play Fair Trade and then see if we need to do something. But I think that having a unit in play is better. Especially since, I mean, we draw a card anyway by doing this. So we get the card earlier. And it's another Darren Sage, okay. Anyway, we'll pass the turn back to Gaming 1. So yeah, we get the same card a turn earlier by playing Darren Sage now, rather than playing a Fair Trade next turn. So it's a minor plus, but it's a reason to play the Sage over the Fair Trade. Okay, we have a unit, actually 2 units. No, wait, 1, yes. At the beginning of your turn, if during farming is on a planet you control, add green. So, wow, this is going to be a lot of resource. He now gets 4 extra resource. I mean, 4 resource every turn. Okay, what do we have here? I don't think we need to play another Darren Sage. And I don't think we need to play an Imposed Sanction. So our only option is to wait a turn. And then we'll have enough resource to play either the ship that can start moving towards the our opponent's base, or something else, I don't know. The government project, we don't need it right now because we have a ship with cargo already in hand, and we can play this like the same turn we need the outpost. We don't have to play it beforehand. Unless like we desperately need something else, then we can search for that card instead. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Even though we drew these imposed sanctions, they could be useful, but not against this green expansive deck that wants to gather resource anyway. Like this would be better against a red deck or on an orange deck that relies on battles. Right? I think so. Actually, I'm not sure what this card is useful for. Impose sanction. Any one opponent can't play cards on their next turn. This is definitely a defensive thing, but it only delays the inevitable. So I guess it's kind of close to draw a card. Not exactly. Anyway, what happened here? We have 2 shelters now. and only one farmer inside of one of them. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's add some resource, draw a card. Merchant. Okay, we don't need the merchant right now. The role of the merchant was to try and get the outpost or the government project by discarding and drawing cards every turn. We don't need that. We need to play a ship. Now let's see. We have two ships. We have this Caravella, which says when Criolla Caravella explores the planet, add yellow to Criolla Caravella. Or we have this other ship, which is kind of tricky, and I'm not sure that it works really all that well in this deck, but it says Light March Shuna can move twice each turn if it doesn't have any resource in it. So we could play it and start moving around in search for any planet. I think that's actually the case. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. It has one... I'm not sure, actually. This is slightly more durable. This ship is a 1/1. Nothing here is really a threat, though. Okay, let's start moving. Okay. Okay. Ooh, spicy. Okay, so unfortunately, since we don't have any resource here, we won't be able to move twice next turn and play outpost. Actually, we wouldn't be able to do that anyway because we don't have the outpost card and we won't have 4 resource to play the government project. Still, I believe we'll be able to move 3 times with this card next turn. Yes, that's actually completely accurate. So with 3 movements, I think we'll land on some sort of planet. I think we'll move like to the side and maybe this way and this way if we don't find anything. I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's a bit risky since we can see a lot of resource building up here. And this is a pretty flimsy ship. But, I mean, we don't have any other ships. That's what we have. We just have to sneak in to our opponent's home planet to conquer it. Wow, there's so much happening here. Another ship. Okay, so now this has become a problem. We can't get too close because there's a bit too much hostility. Yeah, moving closer. So now you can see that this strategy, while it may seem flawless, now that our opponent has even a few things that could destroy our ships, we don't have a plan B. Okay, so we don't have a planet here, right? Yeah. Let's draw a card. Another ship. Okay. We could run away. That's a possibility. We could play a merchant or another ship or a sage. Between a sage and a merchant, I would choose a merchant, obviously, because with it you can draw a lot of cards. I think I should start moving around. So this ship can only move once. We can move 3 times this turn and twice on other turns. We can move, let me think, here, here, and here, like that. like 1, 2, 3, and just try and conquer 10 spaces. I guess that could be a plan B. Okay, we're here once. Let's move here as well. Wow, there's so many empty spaces. Should we move twice again? I mean, once more? I think so, yeah. Okay, we have a planet. It doesn't exactly help us. I think we need to play the merchant at this point. We'll play the merchant, discard something useless, and start searching for things that can help us. Like, I'm pretty sure we don't need this fair trade. Let's pass the turn. Okay, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces conquered. The Caravella can move twice, so 7, 8. And if we have another actually. Wait, that's not. Yeah, the Shuna. We have another Shuna, so we could just win like that. 2 fast ships. The Shuna is the one that says that it can move twice each turn if it doesn't have any resource in it. Could be a bit too powerful actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe it should be a 1/1. Because the way it is, it's still vulnerable to asteroid fields, but it's less vulnerable. Anyway, well, we'll see what Gamma 1 decides to do. I don't know if he can see our strategy, our plan B, because at this point I don't think we can play the outpost. There's just too much going on here. We can't get close to this home planet. So we have a Darn exploration ship with a worker token inside of it. And I think we should be able to win the game this turn. Let's add some resource, 3. We can add some resource here, even though I don't think it will make a difference. Draw a card, impose sanction. Yeah, I don't think this card works in this deck. I don't think it... I definitely don't need 3 of them. So, how do I win? I play a Shuna. And it can move twice, right? So this will move like here. Reveal. Oh, wait! That's bad. I won't be able to have 10 resource. I mean 10 spaces, because this is not under our control anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have 3 movements, so I'll be at 9. Oh, I messed that up. I don't have any resource either, so I guess I'll just do it. Oh my god. Did I just lose by accident? Because this ship can now move twice next turn. It can go right there. Fortunately, it cannot destroy my Shuna. Okay, so I think I'll do this. I'll move this. Get away. And it's frozen again. Take a shot. The game is frozen. I really don't know what's happening. Maybe it's just me that is live streaming, and Octagon doesn't like this for some reason, or it's another possibility is that my computer is no, it's doing fine. Okay. Sorry, technical problems. There we are. Okay, so we'll go here, conquer this space. We have 2 movements covered. Then we'll go here and then move back because we need to defend our home space. That's it, because we can't do much else. Except I can discard and draw a card with the merchant. Let's discard this imposed sanction. We definitely only need 3 of them. There you go. So I think we've stabilized. We have a bunch of spaces in the galaxy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 more. I don't think we'll be able to conquer 2 more. This card is in a bit of an awkward space. I need to think something through. Okay, so I do have the imposed sanction. I do have the government project. So basically I have any card in my deck. That's actually a lie, because it costs 4 resource and I won't be able to have 4 resource next turn, all in one space. Actually, I will, because this card has cargo, so I can bring the resource onto my home space. What's going on? Okay, he moved like this, right? Yeah, okay. He's just conquering back. I have another ship played here. It's becoming overwhelming. I don't think I can match the pace of this green deck. So Settler's Vessel. At the beginning of your turn, if Settler's Vessel is on a planet, you may remove it from the game. If you do, add 3 green resource. I don't remember designing that card. Is that weird? Okay, so I think that Gameg 1 now controls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And we control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This Shuna can control 2 back and will be at 8. That's not nearly enough. We need 2 more, and this won't be able to conquer any. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, let's just add some resource. Maybe we'll get some card that will help us. The unfortunate thing is that we don't have other harvest planets under our control. We have only 1, so we have a really limited supply of yellow resource. So we have only 2 resources at our disposal. What can we do? Do we have anything that can save us? So this card still isn't a threat by itself. So I think I should just attack it, destroy it. What's this? This is another 1/1 ship. What's here? Well, his ships are really not that strong at all. So I think I can move here. Yeah. Oh, that's... Gamma 1 has to go. What? That's anticlimactic. Come on, there's people watching. Has closed the game window. Left the game. They didn't crash or lose connection. They left on purpose. Would you look at that? He felt the loss creeping in. Anyway, well, I guess we'll close the game. We'll never know who won that. I'm really sorry, guys. Let's just see in the community chat if we still have... Yeah, Devil's Den is still there. I'll start another game and play one with Devil's Den. How about we play a nice blue versus blue mirror match duel? Devil's Den, if you're watching, you can join this game. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I'll just write something. Anyway, I really like this latest version of the card set. It has... I think I won't... I think this is really close to the final one, because even though it's only 200 cards, it has so many different deck lists hidden in there, and so many different strategies. Like, even if you watched last week's tournament, you've seen... okay, so there's 6 colors, so obviously there's 6 main strategies. Plus there's the color combinations. I believe each color combination has a decent, self-contained strategy. So let's try and play a blue versus blue mirror match game. Blue deck. Teleport control galaxy. Okay. This should be interesting. Oh. He's doing this the old-fashioned way, where I need to take control of every single card. The new way, where I take control of the entire deck, is a bit faster. This is fine. I don't believe I've ever tried playing against a deck with the same exact color combination. Shuffle. I still think, though, that our decks are quite different. Mine is more of a control deck, and his, it looks more like a defensive... actually, I don't know. It just looks like a regular blue deck with big ships that beat your face at the end of the game. Okay. Let's load our teleport control. I guess the name kind of tells you what I'm trying to do. Hey Gamagwan, what happened? I can see you in the chat and you've written I'm back. What's up? Why were you gone? You left right away. I was about to maybe win or lose, I don't know. It was definitely a good game. Okay, well, let's see. We have a structure for 4 resource with shields 3 at the end of your turn. You may choose a ship your opponent controls in range 1. That ship can't move on its controller's next turn. An interceptor. A unit for 3 resource, 1 power 2 health. Actions and reaction you play cost blue less. That's exactly the same ship as before, and that's a unit for 5 resource. Whenever an opponent draws a card, draw a card. Whenever an opponent plays a card, you may play a card with the same cost for free from your hand onto the same space. And another one. Ooh, I think this is a mulligan. That's really bad. We have 2 ships and 3 units, but the first mulligan is free, so you can put back all of your cards, and draw 5 again. Since it's only 5 cards, shuffle. Okay, this looks better. We have a unit that costs 2. When you play Encephal Sage, return an action or reaction card from your junkyard into your hand. A River Dam, which is a building that says at the beginning of your turn, add blue. An instant transportation reaction. Remove any unit in the galaxy from the game. Return it to the galaxy onto any space. Electrical disruption, which is another reaction. Any one structure in range 1 can't attack. Remove this turn and reevaluate strategy. Wow, this still isn't that good, but it's better. Okay. Okay, well, I'll then roll a die. Delzen has already started playing. He already added resource. We haven't even decided who goes first. And take a shot. Gamiguan is saying my sister made me leave to choose what to have for dinner, and that's more important than Multiverse? Come on. Oh, I don't think it froze quite. Man, seriously? People are watching. Even if not many people are watching live, people are watching in the future. Right? You're watching. Okay. Looks like he wants to go first. Definitely. Okay. Actually, I'm not really sure how this deck will fare in a mirror match. I think it's pretty poor against blue decks. So the strategy of this deck, I guess, is to try and teleport something onto your opponent's home planet. So something similar to the previous deck that you saw, the yellow weird combo deck, except that this is actually a deck with ships that deal damage and reactions and stuff. Okay, sorry. Let's draw a card. Sabotage. That's early for a sabotage. It's early for a sage. Yeah, it looks like we're both having slow starts. That's good. That's good. I think I'll play a River Dam next turn. Either that or what else? Let me think. So this card, the instant transportation, could be a win condition. It costs 6 resource, but if you have any unit anywhere and your opponent doesn't have units on his or her home planet, then you win the game when you play instant transportation, because you transport your unit there onto your opponent's home space. So this is always a card that needs to be taken into account when playing against a blue deck. The cost of this card, the frigate, is blue and 4 other resource. It's okay. So, yeah, I guess the goal of the game is try and transport. I don't know actually. I built this deck with this card in mind, and sort of built it uh, in such a way that you could play this instant transportation card, and it would win you the game. So there's cards that help you play actions and reactions. There's cards that like Encephal Sage that bring them back from the junkyard to your hand, although there's only one left. Like when I was deck building there were more, but now there's only one because you don't need to bring back a reaction from your hand after you've won the game. You know, you only need to do that. Okay, that's right. He played a robot card, and I guess that's my turn, right? I'll draw a card. Oh, I seem to remember River Dam costing a 3. Apparently I debuffed these cards. Huh. Yeah, I'm really having a slow start, but it's fine. We don't need to move from our home planet. I mean, the important thing is once our opponent moves their units away from their home planet, we'll be able to win. Although we need to do something. We don't have... oh, this hand was actually really bad. We don't have any units. We don't have any structures. We have units. Wow. I don't know why I kept this. Okay, we'll see. So this game looks like it will take some time. Thankfully, I have a card that helps me draw some more stuff. Yeah, I think it's time to reevaluate our strategy. Reevaluate strategy. Costs 2 resource. Let me just read what it says. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand into your arsenal. Shuffle your arsenal. Okay, I'll draw 3 cards. Let's see what we have here. We have a ship with shields. This could be useful. It won't do anything against another ship that is exactly the same. We have another reevaluate strategy that could be useful in the future. Bend space-time. So we don't need a second instant transportation because that's our win condition. Sabotage could be useful. I think out of all of these cards, we don't need electrical disruption. We can put this in our thingy arsenal and shuffle our cards. And then pass the turn. Next turn we'll have 4 resource. We'll be able either to play another river dam or we'll see. Play a we'll need to draw a 1 cost unit in order to play both a unit and a structure. But we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of a slow start, but blue starts out slow. And we're playing against another slow deck. Now, these asteroid fields that I put into my galaxy deck, don't really hurt blue decks. Yeah. The reason I put them there is because every single structure I have, every single ship I have has shields, at least shields 1. So they're defended against asteroid fields. The bad part is that we're playing against another blue player, and they also have cards that have shields. Okay, so our opponent has added resource and had drawn a card for the turn, and is currently thinking what to do. Now we could theoretically wait 3 turns, or actually just 2 turns, because next turn we'll have 4 resource, and the turn after that we'll have 7. And if our opponent has no units there, no, what am I doing? I don't have units. I need a unit before I can do that. Okay, let's give ourselves some resource. Draw a card. Yay, that's a unit. I think it's about time we start playing units, yeah. I'll play this for 2. And Sabotage doesn't quite do enough right now. Revalue strategy is a bit early for that. Yeah, that we'll pass the turn and just wait it out. Next turn we will have 5 resource, and with 5 resource we can play this ship and start moving around, and we'll see what happens after that. Because we definitely need a ship. Now if our opponent won't be doing much else, then I guess we could try and find a second base from which we can play some cards and have our main, have our home planet build up enough resource so that we can play, what's the card called? Instant transportation. Yeah, so it looks like our opponent is just going around exploring the galaxy, conquering it. What's happening? Oh yeah, you can move twice. Okay, makes sense. He also played this card, which is a ship with boarding, which is a mechanic we haven't seen today. Okay, my turn. 5 resource, draw a card. Sure. Let's play the Carib. Which is the ship with the shields 2 power, 2 health, cost 3. Let's just start moving. We don't need to get too close to our opponent's home planet. Wow, that was quick. We got to an ocean planet really quickly. Got lucky there. Our opponent is still, I believe, not on an ocean planet. He moved a lot more than we did. So now I think we can just stay put, play some cards, some defensive things from this space. Devil's Den is really not pushing us too much. not pressuring us to do anything drastic. Although he is getting really close to conquering 10 spaces, so he's at 6 right now, 7, and he has 1 extra movement as well with this ship. Although he won't be able to conquer a space. I think the perfect space to go would be this one. Yep, that's correct. So next time he will be able to actually win the game. Whoa, that's suddenly intense. Okay, thankfully I have a plan for that. Let's draw a card. First thing, we will move here. Next, let me just check. The Sage doesn't help us. Sabotage. It doesn't help us yet. Okay, so we'll play Bend Space-Time from here. Bend Space-Time gives us an extra turn after this one. So after I'm done with this turn, I'll be able to start my next turn and conquer, for example, this asteroid field and prevent our opponent from winning the game. Okay, I end my turn and start my extra turn. So, next turn, I add 3 blue resource. I add 2 more here, putting this up to 4, draw another card. Let's move here. So now our opponent controls only 6 spaces in the galaxy, so he won't be able at least he won't be able to win this turn. Now we have 7 resource spread over 2 planets. Okay, so sabotage does nothing right now. Electrical disruption does nothing. Instant transmission we cannot play. River Dam I don't think is the case. Sage could technically bring back Bend Space-Time, which could be useful. Next turn maybe. Reevaluate strategy, armor cap. I think we should play the Sage. If we play it from this planet, if we just think. Okay, if we play the River Dam here and we play the Encephal Sage here, next turn we'll have 4 resource here. That's not enough. Okay, so we'll have to play the Encephal here and bring back the Bend Space-Time from our junkyard to our hand. This card, I brought Space-Time to my hand. I moved already. Oh, blue is a pretty hard color to pilot. We technically have another 2 resource to use some way. Okay, next turn. Okay, I passed the turn, and if our opponent isn't able to play another ship and a unit, then we're still in the game. Okay, 1 and 2. I believe he's attacking us, right? He forgot to add resource. I'll remind him. Well, okay. You still forgot to add the resource and do everything else. So apparently a blue versus blue matchup is pretty dull. I guess that was predictable since both strategies are really focused on the long game and just playing strategically. I have 8 cards in my hand, he has 6 cards in his hand. Nobody's really winning anytime soon. I mean, he sort of was winning, but not anymore. No, I think he's still winning. Even though we have an extra turn after this one. Oh, wait. That extra turn doesn't really help us. No, it actually does. It helps us. It helps us. Does it? We have 3 resources on this ocean planet. We lost control of this one. We will have 6 resources. Actually, we'll win next turn. Don't tell him. Unless he plays a unit on his home space. Yeah, now that I'm actually playing with this card, instant transportation is a bit too unfair. It's just that yep, it's unfair. It should cost 8, I think. An effect like this shouldn't cost 6 resource because you can just wait 3 turns on not play something for 3 turns and then win the game out of nowhere. I think this is overpowered. It's good that I built a deck around this card. Move any unit in the galaxy from the game, return to the galaxy onto any space. So I remove bottom researcher from the game and then put it back onto this space. Yeah. Yeah, I think this card needs to definitely be... I need to put some checks and balances in here, yeah. Cards like this are very splashy, and effects like this need to exist, but I think that 6 resource is just not enough. It's too easy to pull off. It's too splashy of an effect. Things that let you win the game by accident, let's say it, shouldn't cost 6 resource. This reminds me actually of some of the very first I'm busy right now. Anyway, with that, that's it for this this live stream, this tournament. I think I have a few things to work on, but not much, other than this instant transportation. I think that most of the cards that we've seen today were pretty balanced. Yeah, I can't really think of anything. The thing that I really liked is that the outpost strategy is playable, but isn't reliable. That's I think the best thing that we've learned today. And if you want to join the next Multiverse Cosmic Conquest live stream, the next tournament next week, 5 p.m. GMT, go to Talk Arts Media, to the Multiverse Players forums, and go to the sub forum thread for the next live stream. I can't talk, it's a bit late. For the next tournament. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I think that's it. Yeah, keep it up.